What is good? What is up, my brother? Flirting, beard here, beardless Dan. What's good? Today we're going to talk about this concept I just thought of literally 10 minutes ago. I like to call it reverse engineering your life to overcome some sort of compulsion. In this case, improving your results with your reboot, overcoming PMO addiction and all that good jazz. So what do I mean reverse engineering? That sounds a little weird, dude. It sounds a little, I don't know about that one. So on this rant, I'm going to explain how you can fix a problem. In this case, let's take compulsive fapping, fixing that and watching too much adult content. How we can fix these problems by going into another part of your life that is not doing too well, but correlates to your addiction, overcoming that and watching the results come in. So the best way I can explain this is with an example. Let's look at Johnny, just a random dude I'm going to create out of nowhere, but it's based off reality, basically. And Johnny has a problem with PMO. He watches it too much. He's opting out of meetups with his friends to stay at home and play video games and watch lots of P. He is opting out of work. He is performing horribly at work because all he can think about is just going and playing StarCraft and, searching through whatever websites. And his overall performance in his life is really crap. And all he can think of is just instant gratification stuff, things that just make him feel good. So the surface level addiction here is, or the surface level problem is his habits, his bad habits, and the dopamine he craves from these habits, from playing games, and just being stuck in that loop, right? That is the surface level. But on a deeper level, what is the deeper problem? Well, let's look at Johnny. Johnny's, was overweight when he was younger. He has social anxiety, so he has self-esteem issues. He has social anxiety. He is very nervous around girls. He's never really interacted with women that much, so he has a lack of understanding of women. And because of these things, it made him more prone to go and lose himself into P to M to O. So there are two ways to basically tackle his issue with his compulsions. One is obviously abstaining, but that only lasts for so long by just consciously choosing to say no and just backing out and not allowing yourself to continue that habit. That only goes on for so long until it just doesn't work, because you need to introduce more effective, more long-term solutions. The best way, he could, and I want to pose this as a mental hypothesis for you. Johnny could basically continue watching adult content and fapping, but let's say he picked up, let's say he went on YouTube and he typed in 21 day social anxiety fixer, and it's 21 videos of affirmations and an action plan on basically telling him, all right, you're going to go here and you're going to do this and you're going to do this. And after these 21 days, you're going to notice your anxiety levels drop by 75%. And let's say Johnny does it. And now he finds it so easy to interact with people. He has such a better time interacting with people, and he feels the joy that he felt when he was a kid. He finally feels happy in social interactions. He doesn't feel scared. He doesn't feel negative emotions. So once that part of his life is revived, now new things are happening. He's experiencing a whole different world of neurochemicals, first and foremost. And secondly, he's now gaining opportunity to meet girls, because, as you know, if you lower your social anxiety, you overcome your social problems, and you go into social situations like going to parties, going to clubs, whatever the hell, you are just going to naturally have opportunities to talk to women. And so those parts of his life are finally being revived and rebuilt. And now what's happening? The root causal factors that led him to this crappy habit is being fixed. And once that fixes, what is really left with the PMO stuff? He's only really going to now use it out of boredom. And guess what? Once his life is fully developed and he's in a place where he's not bored from his life, he's not even going to use that anymore. He has so much incentive to say no. But on the flip side, if we tackle it head on, he has so much incentive to stay in this crappy habit because it's filling those three pains we talked about. It's filling those insecurities. It is providing the feelings that would be provided if he got it handled. It's hacking his life basically. It's hacking his dopamine reward system. So you kind of have to counteract it. You have to re-engineer your life. You have to reverse engineer your life. And I find that to be extremely effective, and that's what I help my students do. That's what I've realized myself, is that it's way more effective to introduce new lifestyle changes and to spot the drought in your life. Most people, they're like blinded. They cannot see. Kind of like when you're driving and you look into you have to check your blind spot because your mirrors won't reveal that like angle. And a lot of people have blind spots that they don't know how to check. And that is part of what I do as a coach, as someone who helps other people realize their problems. Diagnosis is critical. Otherwise, if you don't know what your issue is, how are you going to fix it? You'll have no idea what to do. So I wanted to lay that on you to really look at your life and be like, shit, like, You'll see it's kind of linear or correlated. As you're lonelier, as you deprive yourself of social interactions, as you deprive yourself of fun, natural things. Like, for instance, yesterday, my brother and I, we went and played basketball, and it was like super fun, and we made it like super exciting. When you don't have those fun things in your life, you get deprived. Your brain's like, bro, like, I'm depressed. Like, make me feel good. Like, come on. Life is beautiful. You're supposed to fucking feel good at some point. And so the easiest thing that can blast you with a shit ton of good feelings is PMO. And when you've trained yourself to do that, you're going to just do it. You're just going to do it. You're going to autopilot. Your prefrontal brain is going to shut down. And your limbic brain, your lizard brain is going to get the better of you. It's going to be like, all right, time to take over. So look at your life and try to spot down. The easiest thing would be to document all of your relapses, which is also something I teach, to be like, all right, I was lonely today. This happened, or relapse. This happened, I relapsed. You basically track all your relapses over months, and then you put them down and you look at the data and you're like, all right, I'm noticing a trend and a pattern in all these relapses. When I'm hungry, or when I got in an argument, or when this happened, I noticed every single time I relapsed, that factor was present. So that starts giving you an edge, something that is, quantified, something that's quantified, not just like, guys, go slap the tree, complete the reboot, and there's no proof here for you. You are the proof, basically. You can use yourself to help yourself. So, plot out the data. I encourage you to journal. I encourage you to treat yourself like a scientific experiment, and treat this reboot like a scientific experiment. And that's why relapsing is good now, because you're approaching it from a different angle. You're not viewing it as something that is just a pleasure, something that is just a way to burn your time. You understand that it's a problem when it happens. Now you get more knowledge and information on yourself. And that's why it is a good thing when you do fuck up, because it has to happen to grow. It's not like become sadistic or masochistic. Oh, there's an ant. It's not like become crazy about it, where it's like, I'm just gonna keep fucking up because I get better. It's like, that's not how it works. But yes, I wanted to create this video, one, because it was just fresh on my mind, and I was kind of discussing this with a very close friend of mine. That rhymed. Oh shit, bars. But second to that is, you guys got to get this handled, and I understand how it is when you are so confused. I got flooded with some hilarious comments lately, some of which are people, doing great, some of which people were struggling, and then, the trolls. This one guy's like, guys, I relapsed after 60 days, and now my entire city has been flooded with cum. Oh my God, someone please help. This is the best comment ever. So that's basically that for today. If you find yourself in a position where you're like, I don't know if I can get this handled on my own, go ahead and check the link out down in the description. You can learn more about extra mentorship content that I offer, services as well. If that's something that you do need, check it out down into the description. I've got a private Discord server that you can look into joining. There are bonus videos. I have one with a close friend of mine where we rant about, like, for 30 minutes straight. We just talk about social anxiety and really just basically enlightening you about how people feel socially in general and how girls feel, young girls, young beautiful women, so that you can start repairing your lack of understanding and whatnot. So there's a lot of shit there. If you're interested in that, just check out the description. Otherwise, make sure you smash up those likes, stay subscribed, drop a little commento down below, and I will see you next time. Peace out.